Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is February 7th, 2026, and it is also day 2 in our 5-day countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. And on top of all that, everybody, it's a beautiful Saturday in California. The sun has not quite come up over the mountains, but where I'm at every day is Raycation, and it's 7-card Saturday. I'm about to throw 7 cards down because the tarot world wants you to see this message whatever time you catch this, whether it's live or on the recording later on. This message finds you right at the right time. 7-card Saturday. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to the tarot cam. All right, we're setting up the tarot table. We're doing good. 7-card Saturday. Welcome everyone who's tuning in live. If you check the chat, I've left you some directions so that you can participate in Tarot for the Audience. That's the second part of the show coming up in about a half an hour. I said 7-card Saturday. I got a couple of cards popping out right there. We're going to keep on going here. Very interesting. 7-card Saturday. We'll put these right here. And now let's fill in with 3 more. Thank you, Tarot World. The Tarot World has been making my head ring for a couple of hours now. So do I have too many cards there? 3, 4, that's 7. All right. We're starting off great because I know how to count up to 7. 7-card Saturday. Let's see what this exciting message is. First, the 10 of Pentacles popped out, and also the Page of Pentacles popped out. So let's get a quick look at these 2 cards. That sounds very promising. And I just want to say it also coincides with today's themes as we study more about the Empress and how she made it all happen. We're going to actually talk about and look at examples of people that make it work. But the 10 of Pentacles talks about setting up things for a long, healthy, happy life. And also the Page of Pentacles talks about having a brand new project and a brand new opportunity. So let's see what they say in the book about those 2 cards, the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Here we go. First, the 10 of Pentacles, gain, riches, family matters, archives, extraction, the abode of a family. All right. It still sounds wonderful, although very scientific. The Page of Pentacles says application, study, scholarship, reflection. It also talks about management. Again, they do coincide with today's theme. We're going to be talking about working and making it work, right? And we're also going to talk about, opening up a new opportunity. Why not set up a new business, spinning off of what you already got going? All right, let's see the rest of the message from the Tarot World on 7-card Saturday. How does this story play out? Well, the 7 of Wands says there's quite a lot of challenges, but look, we have the higher ground, and our outfit looks stunning. I think we're going to defeat our enemies, our challengers, just by standing there and looking good. People are going to root for us. You have to imagine, I guess, the old wrestling matches, right? There's always like a hero and an anti-hero. Well, this is the hero. Everyone's rooting for this guy. We know he's going to win. Yay. Temperance, maintaining balance. One of our ideas today is, while you're busy being a parent and having a job and maybe having another job and then dealing with this and taking care of that stuff. All right, guess what? You're going to open up a notebook and you're going to start keeping track of your thoughts because you're ready to make a quantum leap and add a new personality that's going to upgrade the whole situation. You need someone who's going to look at everything, string together all the patterns, and then make a giant transformation in your own life. All right. L, what will that transformation look like? Ka-ching. Okay. You're going to be so happy that you gave this a try. I mean, you got something else going on. I mean, I know you got a lot going on. Make some time for yourself. It's Saturday. Don't forget to relax. Don't forget to repose and rejuvenate. I wonder if we'll see the Four of Swords card as we go along here. Well, how about some more pentacles? Okay, we went from the 10 of Pentacles, from having a secure homestead and domestic bliss, and now we're the king. You know, we're going to get that vacation home. I'm speaking metaphorically. Geez, who can afford a vacation home? If you can afford a vacation home, I salute you. That's great. But what I'm saying is, you're upgrading your power. You're not just going to be hanging out at the house. You've got big plans for what you've accomplished. You're not going to go. This is something I thought to myself a long time ago. You're not going to go to the grave with all those pentacles in the bank. Okay. You know how to wisely upgrade the situation for everybody. And that involves creating a new identity, a new business, a new persona. It's going to take work to get there. And, you know, there is the promise of Pentacles. I wonder if there's a message about work here. It's our friend, the Empress. She reminds us what we're aiming for, and she also reminds us that she accomplished what we're talking about. Okay? She is in control of her corner of the planet. She is in control of her world. That's a very hermetic idea. Because she composed herself on the inside, now she's in control of her world. You're watching STARCARD Podcast. Be inspired. Be rejuvenated. Well done, Tarot World. Thank you very much. What an exciting reading. This is going to make quite a nice playlist when we get to the next day, the last day in our 5 days with the Empress. Let me give these a toss, and then I'll tell you what's going on. We'll give you some programming notes. Oh, you know what? Before we go to programming notes, hang on. While we're down here, let's take a look at the decks that are in play, because you can request a reading for the second part of the show if you're tuning in live. And these are some of the decks that you may request. Well, we just saw the Robin Wood Tarot. It's one of the two age-old styles that people have to learn if they're really going to be throwing tarot cards. I mean, it's all part of the program. I mean, I guess you don't have to. No, you know, it's a free planet and you could do what you want. You have free will. I'm just saying, from my point of view, you know, because I spend my whole life in schools on both sides of the podium, I just want to say, you know, I want to share a little knowledge. This is one of the old ones. Speaking of another one of the old ones, okay, this is the Rider-Waite deck. And in the chat, I refer to this as the classic deck because it's called classic. And this is the one that has the words on the card. Okay. But then there's the craft version. It's without the words. That's a nice pull, right? Ace of Swords. I hope to tell the truth today. Okay. There's a nice backing to it. We used this one yesterday. Okay. There's Breakaway Ray's favorite deck. Well, I don't have to open it because the deck is already out. It's the Ethereal Bloom Tarot. It's the one with the flowers on the back. It's fun to shuffle. You know, it feels really groovy. And also the images are filled with flowers and lights, and it's really light. And you know what? We're here to have a good time. So, oh wait, I'm not quite done with the Rider-Waite imagery. There were two foil decks that go along with that, everybody. So here they are, both of them. Here's the light foil deck, a lighter backing than the other one. Okay. But they both have the same kind of 3D shiny images. Okay, I want to make sure I put this away correctly. There we go. All right. Then we have the old style tarot. So we talked about the Rider-Waite. We talked about the Robin Wood. And we also have the old style tarot, which combines those images and adds an exponent to the artwork. And that's a fun one. I have one called The Lost Soul. It reminds me of the, where is that? well, it reminds me of one of the decks I may have already shown you, but it's got the gold on the side. It's a very stiff card and it's gold imagery like that. Okay. Here's your Ace of Wands, everybody. Hey, I also have two more here. The Neon Tarot, the Stained Glass Tarot, and the Mermaid Tarot. And I'm happy to do an unboxing for anyone who requests those decks. Okay, check it out. We have so many requests that I found a new function for this box. So inside the cloud box, I got everybody's name tags in alphabetical order. All right, to speed things along. Oh yeah, and there's one more deck I was going to show you. Hang on. It's the 88 gemstones. That was the one that reminded me of the. Oh, you'll see what I mean. Here is the deck. It's a different gold on black deck, but it's got the Rider Waite imagery. Got the Rider. Yeah, that's Rider Waite, I think. Yes. Just in gold on black. But you know what? I'm going to leave this deck out. This one's cool. And you know what else? I'd like to experiment with another tarot book today. So I'm going to stick this aside over here. Guys, I think they call this a, I don't know if you're not a tarot fan, this may not be interesting to you. It's just like making sausage. Come on, Breakaway Ray, get on with the show. I'm here to smile and have a good time and get a free tarot reading. You got it. Bring it on. All right, so now we're going to go upstairs. Programming notes. So if you are tuning in live and you haven't done this before, please type in all capital letters, tarot, please. That's going to help me later when I check the chat and I look for the requests. I don't read the chat during the show, and I'm learning my lessons more and more not to do that. But I do look for capital letters, and that helps me organize in about 35 minutes so I know who to give readings for. Next. So we're on day 2 in our 5-day countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. So we're almost wrapping it up here. And today we're going to talk about making it happen. You know, we have a great idea. This is a very simple idea, right? You have an idea, let's make it real and make it happen. It's the magician in action. I don't know why I feel like this needs to be lowered a little bit. Okay, so it's the magician in action. Naturally, I have lesson plans. And so I want to get my notes right now because I prepare a lot of notes and I realize that there's a lot of notes that I had not covered over the last couple of days. But anyway, let's start with the thumbnail to the video today, the picture that you're going to find when you click on this link. Okay, it shows the backyard garden. It's my garden wall. And I also call it the Fortress of Bocce, because if you see how the wall plateaus at the top, that's about 70 feet long, and that's where we play bocce. You may have seen some other pictures and some other videos at STARCARD Podcast from the bocce court. There's quite a nice view up there. Now, I didn't put the picture there just to show off, although it did look good that day. And is the whole 8 of Pentacles idea. You know, we're working really hard at a repetitive task, and that's what I was doing. Those blocks each weigh 60 pounds. Now, on the actual bocce court, I did have some help, you know, getting that done because we had a time limit. But I am the person that lifted all of those blocks. All the blocks you see in the picture, all those blocks in the backyard. Not only did I lift them, but I was the one that moved them from the front yard to the backyard and carried them up the hill. Because, you know, nobody wanted to do that. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, you have to imagine you have a lot of time to do that. I was doing it on breaks like President's Day weekend and spring break. And then during the summer, because I had a lot of time and I got to be careful because if I'm alone with my thoughts, things can spiral out of control. So it was a great situation for me because I knew that if I sat around the house brooding, you know, being upset about what was going on, nothing was going to be solved. I needed to get some of it out of my system. So it was over a long period of time. but eventually the garden looked great, and I had a bocce court and a view deck. Okay. And when I look at those blocks now, I think about each time I set one of those blocks and made sure that they were level, not counting all the digging and all the work that came after, putting all the plants in place and all that stuff, the constant maintenance. It's worth it. It's beautiful. Okay. Gee, did I just lose my train of thought? Okay. Little by little for a long time, I built that up. And when I look at the blocks, I realized how I may have felt at the time. But you know what? I wasn't burning my energy because, I may have been thinking about something. I may have had something on my mind, maybe something I was upset about. Okay. But when I put that block in place, I made good use of my time because I made my backyard more beautiful and more useful and more ergonomic. Okay. So I'm very happy to share that picture. And you know what else is funny about that picture? You really can't see that from any place else than in my backyard. You can't walk by where you see the background, where the wild open space is. You can't see it from there, and you can't see it from the street. You can only see it from where I'm standing and where I took that picture. And I can't believe now I just shared it with the whole world, right? Now you all know what it looks like. That's very exciting. I'm excited to have this opportunity. I do. I thank you, YouTube, for giving me a chance to share what's going on in my life and to help people and throw tarot cards. I'm learning a lot. Okay, more than 180 videos. What am I on, 189 now or something? All right, let's get back to my notes. I want to talk to you more about people who made like a meteoric change. I'd like to start off with Sting. You may remember Sting he used to be the lead singer of the rock group The Police. He used to be in a band with Andy Summers, a guitarist, and Stuart Copeland, the percussionist, whose dad worked for the CIA, I think. And the three of them were in a band called The Police. But anyway, let's back up a little bit into Sting's life before he was Sting. He was Gordon Sumner. And Gordon Sumner was a teacher in, I think was it Newcastle? I'm not sure. It was somewhere up there in England. And while he was a teacher, he would be like writing song lyrics. And then he found a niche and he went for it. I mean, obviously the guy knew being a school teacher was a stepping stone. And, I'm sure he was doing a very good job in what he was doing. But in any case, he found, when he was looking at the music scene around him at the time, it was the late 1970s. Well, it was the mid 1970s, probably when he was getting going. Soul music had really been taking off like since 1970 and 1971. I know because I was an aficionado of soul music. From soul music, disco music was born. And something that was interesting about disco music in 1976 and 77 and 78 is that a lot of white musicians were getting in the act, because again, soul music came from the Black community in the United States, as well as jazz. There's a long tradition from there, right? So here we are in the 1970s, disco came out. And as a little bit of a contrast to that, punk music was just getting started. And that's probably where Gordon Sumner had his eye, because if you look at the first album, Outlandos d'Amour, it had a very punk rock feel. But something else he detected was that reggae was coming onto the scene. Reggae music was making more of an impact on United States radio. We're talking about the 1970s, no internet. Okay. If your song got on the radio, it was a big deal. And reggae music was making its way in. I would like to call everyone's attention to Bob Marley, of course, and Jimmy Cliff. And then the guy that sang that one song was so much fun. Oh, well, Jimmy Cliff. I did say Jimmy Cliff. So with those artists, kind of like going mainstream, okay, Gordon Sumner sees punk rock. He sees reggae music. There's another offshoot of reggae called ska music. Okay, so now he's got himself a plan. He's going to present a punk style reggae. Okay. And now he's just got to, get in a band. I think he was playing in a band. I don't think he started with bass. But here's the thing about Sting playing bass. The story he tells is that he played bass. He practiced many hours a day. Why bass? Every rock band needs a bass player. Everybody in a rock band usually wants to play guitar and be the front man. Well, Sting knew that you got to have a bass player to make a rhythm section work. Okay. And what was cool is eventually, I mean, I'm sorry about the very first guitarist. I'm not sure of his name or what happened to him, but eventually you run into Andy Summers, who's the most magical guitar player. He didn't sing a lot of songs with the Police, but he did write a couple. They're very interesting. Well, anyway, there you go. Sting made it happen by practicing over and over again. You can't just think, I'm going to be a musician someday. You just can't think, I'm going to be a rock star. Okay, you got to make it happen. All right, practice. You got to, if you don't go through the motions, it's like one of those laws of karma. If you don't actually take action, okay, you're never going to find that path. I'm going to check my notes now, everybody. Oh, well, I don't think I'm going to check my notes. Check it out. I got like a video standing by, and I'm pretty sure that since it's on the same platform, I can share it. I've been successful with this before. Now, the video I want to share is of a basketball player named Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich, nicknamed Pistol Pete Maravich. He played down in New Orleans. And if you do not know who Pete Maravich is, I'm so happy to introduce him to you. I used to do this with my class as well. So first, let me tell you about Pistol Pete Maravich. Even today, people who study sports and study the NBA, people have, like PhD knowledge of the NBA. They all agree that Pistol Pete Maravich was like the best ball handler of all time. Okay. Now, how did he get there? Well, it wasn't just sleeping with a basketball. Okay. And maybe I got some home slices out there, some friends who know what that's about. Like, here I go. Many, many years ago, I was getting into golf, and I bought myself a new driver. And I was so enamored with the new driver that the very first night that I owned it, it joined me in my twin bed. Now, the club couldn't stay in the bed. I was not comfortable, but I went to sleep with that thing. I love that club. And then I mentioned that to a friend of mine. He's all, yeah, you know what, dude? When I got my new surfboard, I took that thing to bed the first night. And then we had that conversation. Did the surfboard stay the whole night? Anyway, so maybe there's some guys out there who know what I'm talking about. All right, where was I? Okay, so Pistol Pete Maravich, not just sleeping with a basketball, okay? He used to bounce the basketball, dribble the basketball back and forth to school every day, okay? When it was raining, he would do it. He would practice bouncing two basketballs at the same time. He would ride his bike and dribble a basketball. And he would ride his bike in the rain and dribble a basketball. So no wonder you get to be a really great ball handler. And I am so happy now to show you this clip. And it's only 4 minutes long. It's only 4 minutes. I may not show you the whole clip, though. What I want you to watch for, the gentleman that he's with, is Red Auerbach, one of the greatest NBA coaches of all time. The man really knows the fundamentals of basketball. And he's seen hundreds, maybe thousands of basketball players by the time he and Pistol Pete are putting this video together. And what I want you to watch is that there's a spot when Red Auerbach is watching Pistol Pete Maravich, and he's like amazed. He's like, whoa, like he never saw that before. This guy, Red Auerbach. Pistol Pete Maravich impresses Red Auerbach. All right, so once I see that part, that's the part I want to share with you. I mean, because if you think about it, even Red Auerbach is going, dude, how did you do that? How did you get to do that? Nobody saw Pistol Pete Maravich riding his bike in the rain and dribbling a basketball, okay? Red didn't see that, but that's how you get there. All right, so let's see if I can share that screen. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Let's see what's going on. I think I got it. Here we go.
What we call homework basketball, and takes in reaction drills, quickness drills to improve your quickness, your coordination, your confidence, and your overall ability to handle a basketball.
Well, actually, don't you get the feeling that when you're doing these things, the ball to the game itself? Now, you'd be amazed at some of the things that Pete will demonstrate to you. Pete, how about showing us a few of them? Okay,
number one, I did this for quickness. I just improved my quickness with what I call a ricochet drill. You stand with your feet apart and you just throw the ball down, back and forth like this. This is really just for coordination purposes. And then once you get into what I call the bullet ricochet, where you try to throw the ball very hard. and catch it behind. That's one.
Beautiful.
Another one, a very good quickness drill that I haven't really done that much, Coach, except in the summertime, but the object is to put the ball behind your knees. The object of this drill is to clap your hands in front and catch the ball before it hits the ground. It requires a lot of mental concentration, and I don't even know if I'll be able to get it, but I'll try.
Well, he tried pretty good, didn't he? How about a couple more, Pete?
Well, I can take two balls and show a short drill, which is just a short figure-8 drill using two basketballs, what we call in rhythm and out rhythm, and then going around. This really increases your ability to handle a basketball.
Now, when you see a loose ball, and that ball is a couple inches from the ground, don't you feel real superior to the next guy, knowing that you could start a dribble from that low position?
Exactly. One of the best moves I have, particularly as an individual, is putting the ball out in front of somebody, and as they go for it, do what I call a stutter dribble.
A feeling that I might be able to get that ball, but through all this dexterity practice out there to do those things?
A kid needs speed, quickness, and ability to have coordination, and through these drills that I do, particularly, it really helped my game, and I can only wish that everybody would try to do something different, so forth. It really helps you.
So what you've just seen, think. When you work at it,
Hang on, everybody. I'm trying to get my screen back. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. How about that little pep talk at the end by Red Auerbach? You know, you have to think to yourself, how is this particular drill going to help me later on? You know, think about that in our own lives. What are the next steps that I'm going to take that's going to benefit me in the future? I'm not going to waste my time doing other stuff. I want to do the thing that's going to help me upgrade. Okay, so let me go through my notes now. I got some examples of what's going on. Let's see what else I got. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, if you're new to STARCARD podcast, you may have seen a previous show, and I tend to mention this a lot, and that is that I only started doing tarot cards in March, and I only started throwing them on the internet in August, so I haven't been around that long. So maybe you have a question. Hey, yo, Breakaway Ray, how did you do it? How'd you get good at tarot? Well, I want to say on the one hand, it's simple, and on the other, it's kind of hard. It takes a little bit of dedication. For a long time, I was throwing cards and writing things in a notebook, but I like Pistol Pete Maravich, who's been dribbling since he was 6 or 7. I've been writing since I was 8 or 9. So writing is natural for me. So when I see the cards, I have to imagine, you know, what is the tarot world trying to tell me by showing me these images? And if I write it out, it seems to make sense. And the simpler I make it, the more sense it makes. And I'm sharing this with you because I encourage you to do the same thing. I thought about it, but I did not bring out my notebooks today. I have many, many notebooks where you can see I've written down the cards, I'm including my question because I was trying my best to sort out what I needed to know. And I didn't have immediate access to people with unusual and well, I'll just say unusual perspectives like psychics. I needed to become my own psychic. And, you know, voila, after several months of practice and a lot of help from my friends in the chat who give me opportunities to practice, okay, and here's what I'm doing right now. So I never thought that I'd be doing this. Okay, well, anyway, let me keep going. I'm trying to give you examples of how, you know, you have an idea in your head, or maybe you don't have an idea, you just have an intuition, or someone gives you a good idea, but then if you apply yourself, you know, you just upgraded. You use all parts of your brain. You know, as long as you're here, you might as well enjoy it. You might as well give it a try. I'm trying to say, like, this is a great time to make a quantum leap. Are some of you saying, I'd love to see some kind of transformation? I know that there's like something bigger waiting for me at the end of the month. Well, now's a great time to start practicing. Make every day the day you wake up and you say, yo, I can see not just the light at the end of the tunnel, I can feel the ka-ching in my bank account. I can feel even more love emanating between me and my friends and my family. Okay, that's all coming because the hard times are behind us. So you start with that mental mindset and you practice it, and that's what you're going to be finding in about a month. It's got to be like a ritual, right? Add it into your exercise, whether you're doing gardening or whether you're running or walking or hiking or riding a bike or dribbling a basketball. All right, let me see what else I got going here. I'm trying to be inspiring. I'm trying to be inspiring. I'm trying to remind everyone, because you know what? I talked about how much I like writing. And when I was writing, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, yo, Breakaway Ray, this is the best ever. How come I ever put down the pen? I love this. I love the writing part. This is great, expressing myself. But then I put down the pen and I forget how much and how passionate I am about that. Can you feel it right now? All right, again, going to check my notes. Yeah, you know, I'm going to join you in some skepticism. You know, again, things seem so entrenched in their ways. The momentum doesn't seem to be going in that way. I know you're trying to pump me up because you're on the internet, and this is a great place to pump people up, and it's a lot of fun. And, you know, you want to shine your light. That's great, but I really don't see it happening. It just doesn't seem like it's going to work. Okay, so there's a concept in the Secret Space program about travel. I mean, travel in space is space and time travel. And what happens is, not to get into the mechanics, which I only know about secondhand, all right, but you're in a ship and then you make a plot through the spirit world, as it were, okay? You have someone with the tools and the technology in the ship that helps you elevate dimensions where you don't have to travel across space and take up time. You just leap from one spot to another, which makes time travel very easy. You know, I can click a button. You've seen it in the movies. You can click a button and walk through a portal, and I could be in 1932, or I could be in some other year in the future. Okay, that's how time travel works. Well, okay, I know it's hard while we're down here. Everything's very heavy and dense, yada, yada, yada. I don't really know. That's what I hear. Okay, but we could still do that. We still have that power. And again, cosmically speaking, this is a great time. The way the stars are lining up, the way the moon is lining up this month, we all have a great opportunity to do this quantum leaping, this quantum change. Now is a great time to do it. All right. So I feel like I'm losing track of what I was saying. I explained the space-time travel. You go from one spot to another. Could be another place in the galaxy or the universe. Could be in another time in the past or in the future. Yo, I want to give a shout out to the space Germans over in the Pleiades. Okay. By the way, there's a notion out there. I know I've heard it more than once, that our star is actually part of the Pleiades constellation. We talk about the Pleiades and the seven sisters, the seven stars, but we're talking about all the stars around there. There's thousands, millions of them. And from where we're at, you know, they're pretty close. From their point of view, we could be part of their constellation. Anyway, let's move on here. Sagittarius arm, anybody? All right, let me take a look at what I got going on here. Oh, yeah. So I mentioned, I'm going to leave this on for a second, okay? Okay, I mentioned Sting, who carved out a niche by applying himself to learning bass guitar so that he could express himself with a band called The Police. Okay, I talked about me becoming a tarot card reader. I didn't talk about, we showed Pistol Pete Maravich. Okay, we got I got a pep talk from one of the greatest coaches of all time, Red Auerbach. Okay, and how about this? It's, you know, when you talk about Red Auerbach, he knows exactly what skills you need to do. Okay, he knows exactly what you need to practice to understand the game. Okay, we do this all the time with martial arts. Have you ever participated in martial arts? There's specific moves you have to do. Once you've mastered them, you get a belt. You go up incrementally. Okay, before you know it, you got you know, one of the advanced belts and a brand new gi. You know, you're looking good. Let me see what else I got here. Oh yeah, we've had some visits earlier this week from Psychic Liz Cross. You know, again, who resembles the Empress more than Psychic Liz Cross? She does what she does with such fluidity, grace, and ease. She's having a good time. She's sharing such wonderful information. Nobody saw the years of practice that she had to practice to get to do what she's doing, okay? It wasn't just being born with it. You have to apply yourself. I used to tell my students that, you know what, Albert Einstein, no one would know how smart he was if he didn't write anything down. All right. You got all the SSP fans right there. Let's talk about Albert Einstein, shall we? Should we group him in with Thomas Edison, maybe? All right, hang on a second. Let's not get too conspiratorial. Okay. So another reason why I want to emphasize tarot cards and writing things in a notebook is that you probably need someone to be there during your practice period, right? You need to have some kind of feedback. So there's these kind of pools. I'm not going to say the brand name. There's these kind of pools. There's swim machines. You know, maybe you've seen them. They got like a boat motor in the front, and it makes it like a river current, and you swim in place against the current. Okay. And I know that there's one that has a mirror in it, so that while you're swimming, you can improve your stroke because you can see what you're doing. Okay. Well, tarot is an amazing mirror. It's an amazing mirror. If you say, you know, show me this situation, what's it look like? You throw some cards, it's going to explain exactly. You've seen it before. I do it all the time. Okay. So you can create your own feedback. You can have your own mirror while you practice. And I want to suggest that tarot cards might help. If you're just down with automatic writing and you're cool with that, go for it. Whatever your passion is, whatever your art is, you know, are you a painter? Are you creating cartoons digitally? Whatever your passion is, whatever that hobby is, you know, you'll get the feedback you need somehow, and it'll come out when you express yourself. Whether you're gardening or even doing something athletic. How many runners out there get in the zone? Okay, let me see what else I got here. Okay. I know I'm going a little bit long. I hope you're enjoying yourself. We're going to get to tarot for the audience in a moment, but hey, I want to, as long as I'm on this train of thought, I want to share with you what I see as a progression of identities that I've experienced. I'm doing this, again, not to brag, and it kind of makes me feel weird to share all this personal information. It's nobody's business, so I'm telling the whole planet. Okay, great, whatever. But maybe it'll invite someone to reflect upon their own sequence of personalities through their life and realize that having a new one is not just a normal thing, but it's even something we can manipulate and control. Okay, we can move past whatever these other obstacles were in this life that we got, this persona, and we can move on. So check this out. A long time ago, when I was in college, I used to work at a summer camp. And what did I do at the summer camp? I was creating stories because I was the drama and movie teacher. That's right. Even in the late 1980s, we had movies, but we had video cameras. You had to have a strong tripod, or you had to hang it on your shoulder like an old style 20th century newscast cameraman with a pretty big camera. And I thought it was really cool because not only did the camp I work at, they gave me the camera to use. I didn't keep it. I mean, it belonged to them, but they also made it so that I could connect a wire to the TV and we could watch what we did. I mean, that was like cutting edge back then. We were actually making TV shows in summer camp where I was working with that technology. It was black and white, but it was still awesome. All right. So anyway, there I am making shows with summer campers, right? Having a good time during the summer. And then another thing that happened was that they said, you know, we need someone to host the campfires. We need someone to be master of ceremonies in the morning to welcome all the kids. So it just, I don't know how it happened, but it just naturally, the microphone landed in my hand. Anyone see a pattern developing yet? Okay. So then I spent 3.5 decades in the classroom. And what was I doing? I was presenting information in a creative way. I was involving the students in presenting information in a dramatic and theatric way. It really stuck in their minds. We all grew and accomplished things together. We had a good time. Okay. Again, doing the same thing, sharing information, bringing everybody up, putting on a show. Let me see if I've got it all here. All right. Well, why I'm saying all this is that, you know, if I just take a minute and think about it, those are like some of my gifts. That's my strength. That's what I enjoy doing. So why am I making such a big fuss of the rest of the things in my life? This is, I couldn't be happier. I shouldn't be happier than doing what I'm doing now. Okay. You know what's better about doing this on camera, by the way? I know you're all in the chat, but you're not interrupting the show. I don't have to stop my show and remind you to pay attention. You do what you want. Okay. You're auditing. Have a good time. Okay. But again, we're talking about transforming ourselves, and then we might as well follow a pattern. You know, what did we do successfully in all those different personas that we want to expand upon? Now's the time to put an exclamation point on it. Okay. You can even think about typical identities that are very generic, from child to student, to parent, to grandparent. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Well, there's another one. We'll leave that one alone. I can keep on going. Let me see what I got. Oh, yeah. All right. So I want to remind everyone that all those careers that I had, those weren't in particular high-paying jobs. No one ever thinks, yeah, I'm going to make bank by being an elementary school teacher. That's not like that's not how people think. But anyway, I was getting a big bang for my buck. I would again, just do what I was good at, focus on doing a good job. And then at the end of the month, I'd have just enough and maybe a little bit more if I didn't go and do something extravagant, right? And I can and build up that little pentacle until I become a king of pentacles. So again, just want to make sure that you have some way to reflect upon your thoughts, because that's the first step in controlling your emotions. And then once you can channel your energies as your emotions, you can decide, how am I going to handle this from now on? I'm going to turn it into something positive. And if I need to learn something more, I'm going to turn on the computer, I'm going to check out YouTube and see what some of my favorite podcasters have to say. Because the universe is going to send me new ideas and help me build where I want to go. You know what? I'm not going to forget to ask the spirit world for help. I got spirit guides. What are you guys they're not sitting there on a coffee break reading the newspaper, okay? They're standing by. They're waiting for you to talk to them. They're waiting for you to say, give us something to do, boss, okay? Because we know you got something on your mind. We want to help you move forward. You have a life plan. We're here to facilitate. So, having said all that, on this day 2 of our 5-day countdown of the 5 days with the Empress, I'm going to invite the tarot world now to I'm going to invite the tarot world now to comment on what we just talked about, taking our energies and our thoughts and making them come out the way we want it to come out. Okay, not having unresolved stuff. We're going to resolve it right now. Was someone disrespectful? That's the resolution right there. I'm done talking about that. Okay, was this a bad idea before? I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm just going to do what's efficient, and I'm going to keep on smiling while I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep on doing what I like to do. All right, so let's get to the tarot cards. Which one am I going to use? Yeah, all right. Let's go downstairs, everybody. And then it's time for tarot for the audience. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the likes. All right. Hey, Tarot World. I'm trying to encourage everyone to be industrious in the department of creating their next persona and upgrading their life. Pretty industrious. They're already a natural at what they do. What's the next step for them? We all know that some gigantic cosmic door is opening right now, and all these energies are flowing in. Help my friends at STARCARD Podcast make good use of them, please. Got a special message for us about working hard to consciously, deliberately create our new persona. Consciously, deliberately creating our new persona. All right, have I got my lights the way I like them? Good. Here we go. Come on, Tarot World. It's the Queen of Swords. This reminds me of a couple of days ago. You need to start out with your own truth. Okay. The Queen of Swords, by the way, tells me, Breakaway Ray, in my lexicon, my language of the tarot world, you were right. So remember, I was asking, do you have a message about, being industrious and applying yourself to making a quantum upgrade in your own life? Yeah, you were right, Breakaway Ray. All those things you said, you're pointing in the right direction. The 8 of Swords. That's right. In my language, the 8 of Swords is the one that says, as much as you can imagine. Does this not feel like a dialogue from a play? Did you hear what I said, Tarot World? Yeah, Breakaway Ray. You were so correct. You were so right about that. So here's the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the good worker. He's the one you want on your team. He doesn't mess around. He's always not only on time, but you could get him to work overtime. He's got the long-term view in mind. So yeah, again, we were talking about applying ourselves and working hard. You need to behave like the Knight of Pentacles. You need to get out there and cultivate and think for the long haul. You got the stars in the sky. That tells you right now that this is the time to sow those seeds, because it's springtime and you want to see the change in the bloom come the end of summer. This is the King of Wands. He's the big picture guy. So, what are you working so hard to build? You got a big picture in mind. The picture might be so big that you can't even see the perimeter of the picture. You can't even see the frame. That's great. Don't look for the edges of the picture, okay? Allow the universe to fill in the background, make it holographic, make it 3D. You want to be able to spin around and see all the opportunities. No frames, no frames. You see the big picture. It's a good one. And there's a whole lot more where that king is sitting. This guy overcomes all obstacles, okay? I like to say that the King of Wands is kind of like the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie star character. You got a big problem, he's going to fix your problem. It's not going to be pretty. Some things might get blown up, but he's going to, finish the mission, okay? It's not going to be like Jason Statham with his precise and clever ways of solving issues, okay? Well, this is very thematically awesome. I want to thank the Tarot World. Keep it going. That's right. How about another king? How about mental clarity and authority? You should be in charge of who you become next, not someone else, because you have to react to them. Why are you reacting to anybody? You can respond to them, but if you're reacting, okay, you need to reorient yourself. So find out what your truth is. And by the way, while you're working so hard at finding the big picture, learning about your soul's path, while you're doing all that, okay, you're deliberately designing everything. You have the mental clarity. You got two kings standing right next to each other. That's real authority, everybody. All right. I think the Tarot World wants to close with a great fireworks show here. You do not see me cheering, but I'm totally cheering silently right now. Come on. This is a great day to get tarot card readings, everybody. Tarot World is obviously in the house. So what are these two cards? The Death card and the Sun card. The Death card talks about endings, beginnings, and transformations. What we've been talking about for the last 49 minutes. And the Sun card says everything's going to be all right. So everyone, let's do some stargazing. Don't forget to look at the sun. This transformation, it's the right time to do it. The Tarot World supports us. Thank you, Tarot World, for making me look so awesome. It's your magic. All right. Wow. All right, let me get out your name tags. Let's see what we got going on. Wow, everybody. I mean, it is Saturday. I hope everyone's taking it easy. I guess I had a lot to share today. I keep trying to aim short. I'm not doing a good job, am I? Let's say hi to some friends. So, hi, Lisa Talcott. Hey, Jason, Missing Time 420. Thanks a lot for participating, Jason. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Let's see. Girl Warrior, welcome back. I saw you have a message for a gentleman named Scott. I'm going to double check in a minute. Judy, Mrs. NW5, thanks for joining me. Judy, thank you very much for the tip jar. I appreciate that. I think I saw that a couple of days ago. Who else is in the house? Level number 9, you're back. All right, cool. Hi, Arizona Raven. All right, so I'm going to get the name tags out and then we'll scout for your queries. Let's go this way. Did I see Ellum? Hi, Ellum. I know I saw you out there. We got Ellum. Okay, I got Judy. Level number 9. All right, hey, Lisa Talcott, your snowman is still in good shape, but I think eventually you're going to be transitioning to something else. Well, maybe we'll just hold on to this guy as long as we can. I mean, as long as he's doing all right, why not? Of all people, why do I want to dispose of something that's been around a while? If it's still good, yeah, it's still good. You look good, Lisa. All right, let's see who else is here. Arizona Raven. Girl Warrior. Jason. Missing time 420. Okay, those are the ones I got so far. Hey, everybody, if I missed your name, I mean, I'm going to go scout through again. If I missed your name, now's a good time to say your name again in the chat if you want a reading, because I'll be looking at the bottom corner of the screen as I go along. One moment, please. You know what? I think it's time for one of my 3 timeouts. Enjoy the scenery, everybody. Okay, very good. I don't see any names I may have missed. Oh, wait, I want to see what your particular interests were, if there were any. I'm going to quickly scan everybody. Thanks for being patient. Judy wants 1 card. Got it. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Arizona Raven. Yep. All right, Jason, health, mind, and body. Whoa, okay. There's a lot of particular requests today. I might have to refer to the chat over and over again a little bit here. So you know what? I want to take care of Jason first. And then I see that Girl Warrior and Level Number 9 have particular requests. And Ellen. And Judy wants 1 card. We're going to throw Judy 1 card after Jason. I'm going with Jason first. So again, health, body, and mind. I think that's what you said. Oh, Melissa's out there. Hey, Melissa. I wonder if I have a name tag for you. Did I make one for you? Maybe it was a schoolhouse. It's alphabetized. Won't take me long to check. Yeah, Melissa, I got it. See, alphabetized. All right. Let me try this again. I'm looking for Jason, health, mind, and body. Got it, Jason. Let's take care of Jason right now. Jason, I'm going to throw 3 piles. Health, mind, and body. Go Robin Wood on this. All right, Tarot World. We got a pretty clear connection. Jason, missing time 420, wants to know about health, mind. Sorry, did I say that right? Health, mind, and body. Okay. Health, mind, and body. Got it. So we need 2 piles and then a closing statement. The Tower card popped out here. Health, mind, and body. So fan. This will be the mind. Here's the body. And then with the Tower card, we'll buffer those energies with 2 more cards. All right, over here is the mind. The mind. Awesome. Well, you have the Judgment card, you have the Knight of Swords card, and you have the Emperor card. And the Knight of Swords is defending himself very energetically and passionately. The Judgment card talks about having a new body, as it were, or a new life, swapping out old for new. And the Emperor card talks about control. So yeah, the mind, you are in control of your mind, and you are in control of how it evolves. You know, with whichever way you direct your knight to charge. The evolution of your mind, it's up to you. Here's your body. Sweet, congratulations. You must be taking care of yourself. The 10 of Cups is a dream come true. The King of Swords, it's, you know, mental clarity. It's the right thing to do. You probably have a good exercise and diet regimen. And the 9 of Pentacles says, enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, you tend to have really good readings, Jason, and I'm not surprised. I know. Anyway, so what's this final message? Because the Tower card says that there might like always be a shakeup. And I'm thinking about how parts of the body regenerate themselves. Like every cell in the body has a certain lifespan, according to what I learned and used to teach. I'm not even sure if it's correct. But, you know, will we get new blood cells every day? Do we get, you know, new hair cells? Obviously, you know, from month to month, you know, the body's always changing and evolving, but the mind doesn't go anywhere. It's still inhabiting the body, okay? It's still in control in the driver's seat. Wow. So the message, mind and body, there's always going to be change. Here's the Eight of Wands. It's happening right now. Here's the Tower card. There's always going to be change, and there's always a new beginning. Every day is the first day of the rest of your life. Tarot World, thank you very much. Jason, thanks for inviting me to read. Man, I know it feels to me like the cards are even more awesome today. And then let's use that practice analogy again. I've been coming out just about every day this week. You know, no wonder we're getting really clear messages. Hey, Judy, how about a card? I'm going back to 88 gemstones. All right, Tarot World, our friend Judy out in London, looking for one card, please. One wonderful. Ah, lovely. It's the Lover's card. If you're young, you should probably look away. That's a very intimate moment there. I'm going to let Judy fill in the blanks of what the Lover's card is all about. I think she's up to speed. Well, have a lovely day. Thank you very much, Judy. Way to go, Tarot World. The Tarot was totally showing off today. That's hilarious. Next. Now, I happen to see level number 9's message here. Where'd it go? My grandma Elsie wants to hear right now. Let me check it out. I'm almost seeing the complete message. One moment, please. Okay, what Grandma Elsie wants me to hear right now. Oh, what does she want to say? Oh, okay. Well, let's get out the Ethereal Bloom cards for Grandma Elsie. All right. Hello, Tarot World. Is there a message from Grandma Elsie for level number 9? I'm happy to share it. Can we please have a message from Grandma Elsie? Is there one out there? This message is for level number 9 from Grandma Elsie. All right, let's see what happens. It's for entertainment purposes only. I just feel like the Tarot World is like in the groove right now. So these two cards popped out right away, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. And I'm going to go to the tarot book to share those concepts with you. Whoops. One moment. Here we go. Let's go right to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords represents a phase of eager learning and exploration. It signifies the emergence of new ideas and a keen curiosity, coupled with a desire to communicate and discover, reflecting vibrant mental energy and restlessness. And the Knight of Swords, a great defender, says it symbolizes the drive and ambition to achieve one's goals. It represents swift action, quick thinking, and the courage to defend beliefs, portraying a figure who is intensely focused and determined to succeed. If there's a message from Grandma Elsie, it might be to follow your heart and pursue your goals as best as you can while you still got time on the clock. Now's your chance. Don't give up on your dreams. To me, that sounds like something a grandma would say. Don't give up on your dreams. All right, let's see what else we got here for level number 9. The Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, the King of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Well, I'm glad that the message at the end was don't give up on your dreams, because it looks like behind the scenes there's an adventure which might make other people give up in defeat. For example, we're already starting off with the Nine of Swords, which is talking about sleepless nights and anxiety. Okay. There's the Hierophant. It may suggest interactions with institutions, but it also does talk about learning. The King of Wands is the one that overcomes all obstacles. And the Seven of Wands is the one that keeps taking on all the challenges. But look, at the end, it's the Ten of Swords. The hard times are over. The long, difficult journey has ended. It's finished. So it may have been rough while you were starting out, but you learned a lot. You overcame everything. All those challenges fell by the wayside, and look at them now. They're all behind you now. So listen to Breakaway Ray, and then go pursue your dreams and create that persona. Don't give up on your dreams. Go for it. I hope that message works for you, level number 9. Thanks for inviting me to read. I enjoyed telling that story. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of reading the chat a little bit more carefully because some people had particular questions. So I want to scroll down a little bit now and see if I'm missing one. Hey, Judy, thanks for mentioning that Jimmy Cliff song, The Harder They Come, The Harder They Fall, One and All. And the other one I was thinking of was I Can See Clearly Now. And there's another gentleman who also sings it, but Jimmy Cliff also sings it. Okay. Oh, okay, wait, I did see somebody there. Okay, Ellen, what is a decision about the relationship with Anna? Okay, Ellen, I'm glad I spotted yours. What's going on with his decision about Anna? All right, Tarot World, would you help us learn a little bit more about A's decision about Anna? Their initials are the letter A. They're first in line, both of them. Those letters, when you put them right next to each other like that, well, they reflect one another. This is probably not what Ellen wants to hear. In any case, what will A's decision be about Anna? Well, dude, is Anna's name also a palindrome? There's a lot of reflection going on there. What's going on with A's decision about Anna? Do it this way. A's decision about Anna. Thank you, Tarot World. I mean, at least it'll be interesting and be fun to talk about. What is going on with A's decision about Anna? Yeah, we're asking about a decision. It's the Crossroads card. It's the Two of Swords. But you know what? Someone might be ready to make a decision, but they don't have all the information yet. That's what the blindfold indicates. So what is the decision? The Eight of Swords. Look, we still have a blindfolded lady. We don't have all the information yet. Maybe things are still being sorted out. We might have to come back to this card. Whoa. Well, the Devil card talks about letting things go. Hey, Ellen, I know you know I love to disqualify my suggestions. These are just suggestions. But when we're asking about the decision, it looks like, in my language, as much as possible, there's going to be a letting go of something. And then that whole episode will be finished, suggests the World card. And the Page of Wands suggests that there will be limitless potential and a brand new perspective on everything. Ellen, thanks for inviting me to read. That was pretty dramatic and interesting. I appreciate the invitation. And your subscription for tuning in all the time. That is cool. All right, so now I'm going to throw cards for Girl Warrior because I can see her query very easily right now. It's for her husband, Scott. Okay, Scott. Let's go back to these. Tarot World, you're so awesome. While you're in the groove, can you shoot off some fireworks for Scott, please? Maybe we can send him a positive, inspiring message. Remind him how awesome he is. Can we have a message for Scott? Me and the girl warrior, thank you. These cards are for Scott. Here you go, Scott. These cards are for Scott. That guy's so cool. Whoa. I still want one more, please. All right. Here we go, Scott. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to try to make this sound fun and inspiring. Oh, I like that card. It's one of the bent cards. This deck needs to be sent to Tarot Card Deck Heaven. I got to get a new one out. But anyway, I just want to say that's good news. Here we go. Here's a message for you, Scott. First of all, you got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands says you got a good plan. The universe likes your plan. You got the green light, go. Then the Ace of Pentacles presents you with an opportunity. Let's read about the Ace of Pentacles. Abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career or financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. I don't know if this is part of your timeline or what's coming at you. Let's reveal some more cards and see what's going on. Ooh, the Seven of Pentacles. I love this card today. This is about cultivating something in the interest of getting it to bloom and blossom. That guy's working hard. And look at how beautiful those pentacles are. And look, it's a pentacle, right? A new financial opportunity, cultivating it, making it grow. Let's see what it says on the Seven of Pentacles. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance or perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. Sustainable results. Can it be sustained? When you're in a garden, you don't put plants right next to each other. They're going to compete with one another. If you only have like enough space for one, the little seedling may need to be removed so it doesn't compete. Wow, wonderful. Then you got the Eight of Pentacles. And again, that talks about the long-term view. You could say, gee, thanks, Breakaway Ray. Thanks for all the extra work. I know I got a lot of work to do, but we got a great opportunity here to get going on whatever it is we're here to do. Here's your Eight of Pentacles. Diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill development. Maybe this could also be, again, I'm reflecting on my own experience. This could be like a timeline of your life. You knew right from the outset when you got out of school where you were going with life. And you spent a long time cultivating a beautiful opportunity and a lot of growth for the people you care about around you. And you're still working hard at it. And what you guys have some domestic bliss going on here. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles says wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, and contribution. You did a good job. The great timeline got you to the Ten of Pentacles. And now here you are with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is the card that says luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You thought you had it good. You thought you were grateful. You thought you were appreciative of all the things the universe brought you. Guess what? Look around. More's coming at you. The Eight of Wands says it's coming right now. Go get them, Scott. Let us know how it goes. We're going to follow your meteoric rise in 2026. Girl Warrior, thanks for inviting me to read. That was fun. Hey, I don't see the current chat. I'm like still scrolling through, making sure I get all the requests. I do see some soda bubble hearts. Thank you very much. Let's see. I've got Arizona Raven, Lisa Talcott, and Melissa. Oh, so let me look around. Did Melissa have a question? All right, very good, Ellum. You're welcome. I got your message. Thanks. Hey, God's Flow is here. Level number 9, I got your message. You're very welcome. Thank you. All right, so let's get God's Flow's Valentine out. Oh, she is Snow person? No, she was Valentine. Okay. So, I don't know if I want to give one more try looking for Melissa's message. There you are. A long reading 1971 baby. All right. Very good, Melissa. You want a long reading, huh? Here we go. Hey, Tarot World, check this out. Melissa is inviting you to do like a jazz jam. Why don't you just go off for a little while? Melissa, would love to hear what you have to say. I know you're going to turn into a beautiful, inspirational message on a Saturday that we can all enjoy. Go ahead and jam for us, Tarot World. Melissa's inviting you. These cards are for Melissa from the Tarot World. $1971. Sweet. I'm thinking about baseball cards I had from 1971. I don't have any more. Here we go, Melissa. I mean, it's long because I threw an extra card and it's got a lot of words, and you're inviting me to expound on them. So let's go for it. Let's see what's happening. The Queen of Pentacles, the working parent. She's so practical and sensible. The King of Wands. He overcomes all obstacles. That's great. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, she's efficient and practical. There may be large obstacles coming at us, but she is very equipped. She's very wise and prudent. She can overcome them with minimal effort, or apparent minimal effort. Because, yo, Melissa, are you grooving? Because this is the Empress card, the star of the show today. Let's read about the Empress card. Abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. You're some kind of good parent. You got some kind of good parent dynamic going on. And not only are you a good parent, not only are you good, what am I doing with my lights? Hang on. Oh, it's that? Okay. Not only are you a good parent, but you are evolving as a person through the act of being a parent. The Devil card shows up and says, it's time to let go. Hang on. It's time to let go. You know what this feels like? This feels like the story of an empty nester. Oh, and the Five of Pentacles. So I'm going to go with an empty nester theme. This could be, you know, someone leaving home, perhaps one of our fledglings taking their first flight. And it also it can make us feel like we're forlorn and left out if there's some kind of departure of someone we love. But we do have to let them go to grow. Okay. It was fun to grow with them. But now sometimes people's paths diverge for everybody's benefit. Wow. You know, the Seven of Swords talks about stuff that is hidden and revealed. And even if you're psychic, the spirit world still keeps things from you, keeps secrets from you. You can't know how the video game is going to end up, really. You have to go through all the levels. So we're going to go ahead and turn this upside down, because it is okay that we don't see everything. It is okay that, you know, if this person leaves us and they're on their own, we have to trust that they're going to follow their path and the universe is going to take care of them, and that we did a good job training them on how to overcome all obstacles and be practical and sensible about it. Okay. So in the end, the tarot world seems to say, as much as you can with the Eight of Swords, as much as you can imagine, be the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands says, inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. Perhaps that's the path that our friend is taking as they go on their own path, but also we have that opportunity ourselves. Melissa, thank you for inviting me to read. I had a lot of fun sharing that story with you. Thank you, Tarot World. Look at that. Did you see that? It was the Two of Wands. It was a good plan. The universe likes that plan. Wow. Again, Tarot World, showing off. Woo. Okay. Let's see. I got Lisa Talcott on deck, and I think I'm now going to scroll down to the bottom of the chat and see what's going on. Okay, am I missing anybody? All right. So, Lisa Talcott, you're up. Trying to decide which deck to do. Here we go. These cards are for Lisa Talcott. I don't know why I turned that off. Well, it's almost daylight out here. Check it out. I cut the decks to I cut the deck to shuffle. I got the Star card and the Ten of Cups, which is the Dream Come True card. Ray, are you having fun with your podcast? Yeah, it's a dream come true. Thank you, Tarot World. All right, but these cards are for Lisa. Yeah, I see that people in the chat are quoting titles from the 1970s. That's a lot of fun. I know Casey Kasem would sure enjoy that. Lisa Talcott, these cards are for you. A fun, inspiring message for Lisa Talcott, please. You know, while you're in your groove, Tarot World. Whew, what a day of tarot card throwing. These cards are for Lisa. Okay, gotta make sure they're all in the right place before we play. Musical chairs. We mix them up here. And I don't know if you can tell me under which cup the walnut is. Here we go, Lisa. Here comes your message. The Seven of Wands. We're overcoming all challenges. We have the higher ground. This is, again, I told this story about the Seven of Wands before. She's like the majorette, the drum majorette at the beginning of the parade. That amazing person who throws that baton up in the air and spins it around. And you got 7 of them. How do you do with 7? You got 2 hands. 6 of Wands. Yeah, everyone sees you at the front of parade doing what you do. Wow. Public recognition. The Knight of Wands. You look like this guy. You're galloping forward, throwing your sticks in the air in front of everybody. And it's kind of like your horse is like galloping down the street and there's explosions. And it's the most exciting action movie ever. The Nine of Cups. It's a wish come true. You are so excited to be this action hero. I mean, everyone sees you on stage performing and making the magic and the explosions happen. Very cinematic. Well done, Lisa. That's great. All right, we still got 3 more cards. Okay, so we got this great action movie going on, and then that encourages everyone to be the hangman and take another look at this, because the Four of Pentacles says, prize what shines. And what are we prizing? Who is the star that shines? It's our friend, the Queen of Cups, Lisa Talcott. She's the movie star. All right, Lisa. The whole world just saw that awesome reading about you. Have a great weekend. Here we go. I got Arizona Raven and God's Flow on deck. If there's anyone else who wants a reading, you might want to get your request in soon. Let's go to Arizona Raven. I mean, Arizona Raven's very educated about tarot, so I'm going to go with the Robin Wood deck. The 8 of Swords showed up right away. Here we go, Arizona Raven. These cards for Arizona Raven. We share a time zone. We're even on the same continent. Thanks for tuning in, Arizona Raven. Glad to be on your playlist. Here we go. These cards for Arizona Raven. A reading, please, for Arizona Raven, so she can also enjoy her weekend as much as I am already. Here we go. Have a good weekend, Arizona Raven. That baby's having a good time riding the pony. It's the Sun card. Everything's great. Everything's groovy. I can see clearly now. Wow, the 10 of Cups. It's a dream come true. Everyone's having a good time. No one needs to rush out to the store to get another 12-pack. There's plenty for everybody. Yeah, because Arizona Raven is in charge. It's the Emperor. You're in control. And you're going to have the same kind of weekend the Queen of Cups would have. And because the Queen of Cups was like our jumping off point to become the Empress, why don't we go to the tarot book and read up on the Queen of Cups? I'm laughing at the tarot world. These cards are amazing today. The Queen of Cups. Here you go, Arizona Raven. The Queen of Cups embodies the essence of compassion and emotional stability. She offers comfort and nurturing, acting as a beacon of healing and care. Her intuitive nature allows for deep connections, reflecting a serene and caring presence. Like being at Grandma's house for the holidays. You are going to have a good weekend. Excellent. All right. So we got the Page of Cups, which is the happy surprise guy. And then we have the Five of Wands gentlemen with their organized and practiced conflict. Let's get ready to disagree. Sometimes people talk about the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, and they mention about how you're probably going to get into an argument with your uncle about something, maybe politics. Isn't it a pleasant surprise when we get together with our friends and family and just the action that takes place? Little Jimmy falls off his tricycle, skins his knee. Somebody parks the car in an unusual position and a basketball bounces off of it, goes down the street. Someone's got to chase it. Someone's got to get the guy in the car to go down and chase the basketball. All kinds of fun things happen. So, there may be like lots of contests and games and things that got to get accomplished. But everything's a wonderful, happy surprise. Who ever expected that was going to happen this weekend too? I thought I saw everything. Have a good weekend, Arizona Raven. Thanks for inviting me to read. You're welcome, Lisa. Here we go. And finally, looks like God's Flow, you're my last reading today. Thanks a lot, God's Flow. I'm sorry if anyone wants a reading after this. We might have to wait for the next show. I don't know when the next show is going to be. But anyway, let's go, God's Flow. Let's get you some nice cards. We're going to go Ethereal Bloom. I'm liking the flowers. Well, wait a second. I don't feel like I threw 88 gemstones enough. Here we go. These cards for God's Flow to finish the show. Thank you, Tarot World. Here we go. Can we please have a positive, inspiring message for God's Flow? Maybe you could send her a little extra warmth up where she's at. Cold winter out here in the United States. Said Breakaway Ray, wearing short sleeves. These cards for God's Flow. Thanks for sending an encouraging message for our friend God's Flow. Thanks for tuning into the show, God's Flow. Here we go. It's for entertainment purposes only. Wait a minute. Have I got it all set up? All right, God's Flow. Here we go. The Chariot. Movement, action. Keep it going. Keep on trucking, as they used to say in the 70s. Breaker 19. Here we go. The Two of Pentacles. I know we're telling you to keep it going, but you're trying to balance a lot of stuff. Oh, but keep going. When you're on a tightrope, the toughest part of keeping your balance is when you're staying still. So if you have to keep your balance and you keep your momentum going in the right direction, it's going to be much easier. Don't worry, you got a net underneath you. Everything's going to be fine. Yeah, the Six of Swords, I just said everything's going to be fine, right? The Six of Swords says you're being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by a divine hand. The spirit world is helping you follow the path that you need to follow for your own benefit and those around you. So the Sun card says be inspired, be happy. Everything's going to be all right. It's going to be a great weekend, God's Flow. The sun is already shining for you. So the final message today, it's the King of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. A King of Cups is a leader who employs his resources wisely and also keeps in mind everyone else's participation and even their emotions and their mindset, because there's a great opportunity. As I said earlier in the show, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Every day is a great opportunity to shine that Ace of Pentacles and make it a great day. Have a great day, God's Flow. Hey, everybody, you made my day. My name is Breakaway Ray. Now get out there and make your own day. Today was day 2 in our countdown of the 5 days with the Empress. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks again. That was a lot of fun.